He left her, but within days, she was smiling again, and he regretted it. Hey, Fiction of the Peace family, before we dive into today's powerful story, drop a comment. Where in the world are you tuning in from? If you haven't joined our peaceful storytelling family yet, hit subscribe now and be part of a community that believes in love, hope, and second chances. Now grab a cozy seat. Let's begin today's unforgettable journey. Eliana sat in her car, parked outside a restaurant. She looked through the window and saw something that made her heart hurt. Her husband, Damien, was feeding strawberries to another woman. He used to feed strawberries to Eliana like that during their first anniversary dinner. He had the same gentle smile and soft touch, but this time he was smiling at Sabrina, not Eliana. Sabrina was Damien's secretary. She was the one who kept calling their house late at night. She was the one who stayed late at work with Damien every night for the past 6 months. Eliana's hands shook as she held the steering wheel. The diamond ring on her finger sparkled in the sunlight, but now it felt like a joke. She had come to surprise Damien with lunch. She even bought his favorite sandwich from a deli across town. The sandwich was now getting cold, just like her heart. Through the restaurant window, Eliana saw Sabrina laughing at something Damien said. Sabrina's long blonde hair was perfect, and her red dress made her look beautiful. She looked young and happy. Eliana felt old and tired. She had worked hard for 7 years of marriage. She had tried her best to build a life with Damien. Suddenly her phone buzzed. It was a message from Damien. Working late again tonight. Don't wait up. Love you. Eliana took a screenshot of the message. She remembered what her lawyer had told her a month ago. Document everything. Eliana had hoped she was wrong. She wanted to believe Damien was just busy with work. She didn't want to believe he was cheating. But now she saw it with her own eyes. Damien kissed Sabrina on the lips. Eliana felt like she couldn't breathe. She had seen enough. Her marriage was over, and she was the last one to know. She started the car and drove home slowly. Their house, which they had bought together 5 years ago, looked different now. The white fence looked like a lie. The garden she had planted with love felt like a joke. Everything was falling apart. Eliana walked into their bedroom and opened Damien's closet. His clothes were still neat, just how she kept them. His cologne was still in the air, but it made her feel sick now. On his nightstand, she found something. A second phone, hidden under his watch box. Her hands shook as she picked it up. The screen lit up with messages. They were all from Sabrina. There were photos and love notes. It was like Damien had a whole secret life that Eliana didn't know about. Eliana read the messages. Sabrina had written just yesterday. Can't wait to start our life together. Damien replied, soon. I just need to figure out how to tell her. Her meant Eliana. Eliana felt like a knife had stabbed her heart. She had given up so much for Damien. She gave up her dreams, her career, and her time. She had loved him with all her heart, and now she was just a problem for him to get rid of. Eliana put the phone down and walked to the bathroom. She looked in the mirror. The woman in the mirror didn't look like her. Her eyes looked sad. Her smile was gone. When had she become so invisible that her husband didn't see her anymore? She was only 32 years old, but she felt like her life was over. Damien had been her first love. She had never thought about life without him. But now something inside her was changing. The shock was going away and a new feeling was growing. Strength. She didn't have to be the sad woman who got left behind. She could be the brave woman who walks away first. Eliana made herself a cup of tea. She sat at the table where she and Damien had eaten so many meals. She remembered when Damien had proposed to her right at this table. She pulled out her phone and found her lawyer's number. Hello, this is Eliana Cruz, she said. I need to make an appointment. It's urgent. After she hung up, Eliana felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. The pain was still there, but under the pain was a new feeling. Something like a new beginning. Damien came home at midnight. He smelled like Sabrina's perfume. He kissed Eliana on the forehead. She pretended to sleep. She didn't want to pull away. Not yet. Tomorrow she would talk to him. Tomorrow she would begin her new life. But tonight, she lay beside the man who had hurt her and made a plan. She thought about the woman she used to be before Damien. The woman with dreams. The woman with a full heart. That woman was coming back. Eliana Cruz was going to disappear, but a new, stronger woman would take her place. And Damien would regret the day he made her feel like she wasn't enough. Eliana woke up early. Damien was still sleeping. His arm was around her like everything was fine. But it wasn't. She quietly got out of bed and went to the kitchen. The sun was coming in through the window. She made coffee and sat at the table just watching his phone buzz with more messages from Sabrina. At 7:30, Damien walked into the kitchen. He was wearing his navy blue suit, the same one Eliana had helped him pick for his promotion. That promotion had brought Sabrina into their lives. "Morning, beautiful," he said and kissed her cheek. The word beautiful hurt. Eliana looked at him and said, "We need to talk." Damien looked at his watch. "Can it wait? I have an early meeting." "No," Eliana said. "It can't wait." Damien sat down with his coffee. "What's wrong?" Eliana took out her phone and showed him the message. "Working late again tonight. Love you." "You weren't working late," she said. "You were with Sabrina." Damien looked shocked. He went pale. He tried to say something, but Eliana stopped him. "Don't try to explain. I saw you. I saw you kiss her. I found your second phone. I know everything." Damien ran his hands through his hair. "I was going to tell you. I didn't mean for it to happen." "Didn't mean?" Eliana said, her voice loud now. "Tell me how you feed strawberries to another woman and didn't mean it. Tell me how you hide messages and a second phone and didn't mean it." Damien said, "Sabrina and I just connected." Eliana stood up. Her mug shook in her hand. "I supported you in law school. I moved for your job. I gave up my dreams so you could have yours. And now you say I don't understand you?" "You gave up your job because you wanted to," Damien said. "No," Eliana replied. "I gave up my job because you said we were a team." She slammed her mug on the table. "You broke your promises, Damien. You said you would love me, be honest with me, be faithful to me. You broke every promise." Damien tried to touch her hand. "Sabrina and I fell in love. Real love." "Get out!" Eliana said quietly. "What?" Damien asked. "Get out of my house, now." "Eliana, we can fix this. This is our house. We can go to counseling." Eliana laughed sadly. "This stopped being our house the moment you chose her. This stopped being a marriage when you picked someone else over me." Damien's phone rang. It was Sabrina. He looked at the screen and didn't answer, but it was too late. Eliana had seen him hesitate. "Go ahead," she said. "Answer her call." Damien didn't. "I want you out of this house by tonight. I'm getting a divorce." "Please," Damien begged. "Don't do this." "You think I'm being too quick?" Eliana asked. "You've been cheating for months, and now I'm being too fast?" "I never wanted to hurt you," Damien said. "But you did hurt me," Eliana replied. "Every lie, every time you came home smelling like her. The only difference now is that I know about it." "What if I leave her?" Damien said. "What if I choose you?" Eliana looked at him for a long time. "I wouldn't take you back if you begged me," she said. "I deserve better. I deserve someone who chooses me the first time, not someone who made me feel small." Damien's face crumpled. "I love you. I always have." "No," Eliana said. "You love the idea of me, not me. If you really loved me, you couldn't have done this." She walked past him toward the bedroom. "I'm going to stay at my sister's house. When I come back tomorrow, I want you gone. Take what you need. Take what you need. We'll figure everything else out with our lawyers." "Eliana, wait." She turned around one last time. "I'm not waiting anymore. I waited for you to love me like I loved you. I waited for you to see me. But now I'm done waiting. I'm done being the only one who cared." As Eliana packed her clothes into a suitcase, she felt something surprising. She felt relief. The worst thing had already happened. Her marriage had ended. But she was still okay. She was still breathing. She was still alive. Her husband, Damien, had broken her heart into tiny pieces, but he didn't take away her strength. He didn't take her pride, and he didn't take her future. Eliana Cruz was ready to find out who she really was without Damien, and Damien Cruz was about to find out what he had truly lost. Eliana sat in her sister Luna's kitchen, looking at the divorce papers on the table. It had been 3 days since she left Damien. Now the truth was starting to feel real. She had no job, no money, and no idea how to start her life over again. "You can stay here as long as you want," Luna said, putting a cup of coffee in front of her. "But Eliana, you have to think about what you're going to do next." Eliana nodded. She knew Luna was right. She had spent the last 7 years being Damien's wife, and before that, she was getting ready to be his wife. She never had time to learn who she was, just as Eliana. "I have a degree in marketing," Eliana said quietly, mostly to herself. "It's been 7 years, but maybe someone will still hire me." "Start applying," Luna said kindly. "You're smart, you're talented, and now you're free. This is your chance to build the life you want." That morning, Eliana worked on her resume. She had to explain why she hadn't worked in 7 years. Every job application made her remember how much she had given up for Damien. But by lunchtime, she had sent out her resume to 12 companies. Her phone rang. It was a number she knew. "Eliana Cruz," she answered. "Hi, this is Victoria Hamilton, the CEO of Hamilton Marketing Group. I saw your resume today, and I'd like to meet you. Are you free for coffee this afternoon?" Eliana's heart started beating fast. Hamilton Marketing Group was one of the biggest and best companies in the city. "Yes, I'm free," she said quickly. "What time?" "3," Victoria said, "at a cafe called Brew and Bold on 5th Street. Eliana got to the cafe 15 minutes early. Her hands were shaking a little as she ordered a latte. She saw Victoria right away, a strong-looking woman in her 40s with short silver hair and a big, confident smile. She looked like someone who knew exactly who she was. "Eliana," Victoria said, standing up and shaking her hand. "Thanks for meeting me so quickly." They sat at a table and Victoria got straight to the point. "I saw your work from college. It was very good. What have you been doing for the past 7 years?" Eliana had thought about this question, but now, sitting in front of Victoria, she just told the truth. "I was married," Eliana said. "I gave up my career to help my husband with his. We got divorced 3 days ago." Victoria's face stayed calm. "And now?" she asked. "Now I'm ready to build my own life," Eliana said. "I'm ready to work hard. I'm ready to prove that I'm more than just someone's wife." Victoria smiled for the first time. "Good," she said. "I don't hire people who want easy jobs. I hire people who are hungry. Are you hungry, Eliana?" "Starving," Eliana answered, and she meant it. "I'm starting a new part of the company that helps businesses change everything. Their looks, their message, even their name. Change is hard, but it can be good too. I need someone who understands that." Eliana leaned forward. "I understand that better than anyone," she said. "I thought you might," Victoria said and handed her a card. "The job is yours if you want it. The hours are long, the work is hard, but the pay is good, and if you do well, you'll grow a lot." Eliana took the card. Her hands were not shaking anymore. "When do I start?" she asked. "Monday," Victoria said. Then her voice got softer. "But Eliana, don't take this job to get back at your ex-husband. Don't try to prove anything to him. Do it for you, because you deserve to know who you really are." Eliana nodded, but deep inside she was already thinking about what Damien would say when he saw her success. "One more thing," Victoria said as they got ready to leave. "Success should not be used to hurt people. The best revenge is to live a happy life, a life so full and beautiful that you forget you were ever sad." That evening, Eliana called Damien. He picked up right away. "Eliana, thank God. I've been trying to reach you. We need to talk." "We're talking," Eliana said calmly. "I got a job. I'll be earning my own money, so you don't need to worry about paying me anything. Eliana, I don't care about the money, Damien said. I care about us. I broke up with Sabrina. I made a mistake. I want to fix things. Eliana felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, not even happiness. Just nothing. It's too late, she said. It's never too late. We can start over. We can go back to the way things were. I don't want to go back, Eliana said. I want to move forward. I want to find out who I am when I'm not trying to be what you want. Eliana, please. I love you. Maybe you did, but it wasn't enough, and I won't spend the rest of my life waiting for you to leave again. So that's it? After 7 years, you're just giving up? I'm not giving up, Eliana said. I'm choosing me. She hung up the phone and turned it off. Eliana looked in the mirror in Luna's guest room. The woman looking back at her looked stronger, brighter, and more alive. Victoria had given her more than a job. She had given her a chance to find out who Eliana Cruz really was, and Eliana was ready to take that chance. Damien had no idea what was coming. But more importantly, Eliana didn't care what Damien thought anymore. She was starting something new, and she didn't need his love to feel happy. Eliana's first day at Hamilton Marketing Group felt like walking into a dream. The office was on the top floors of a tall glass building. The windows showed a big, beautiful view of the city. Everything was shiny and fancy, so different from the small office where she used to help Damien. Victoria showed her around and introduced her to her team. Everyone, this is Eliana Cruz, Victoria said. She'll be leading our new transformation group. Eliana shook hands with 5 smart people. They were all good at their jobs. Eliana felt the pressure, but she also felt excited. This was her chance to prove herself. Your first project, Victoria said, handing her a folder. It's called Hartwell Industries. They make products, but they've been losing money for 3 years. The new boss wants to change everything. It's a big project worth $3 million. Eliana's eyes got big. $3 million. That was much more than anything she had worked on before. What's the deadline? She asked. 6 months. The CEO, James Hartwell, will be here Thursday. He's tough and has fired 4 agencies in 2 years. But don't let him scare you. Eliana spent the next 3 days learning everything she could. She read about Hartwell's past, what they did, and why they were failing. She stayed up late every night, drinking coffee and working hard. By Wednesday night, Eliana had a strong plan to help the company. On Thursday morning, she stood in the big meeting room, ready to present. She wore a brand new blue suit and pulled her hair into a neat bun. She looked nothing like the woman who had cried over her husband 2 weeks ago. James Hartwell walked in with 2 other people. He was tall with gray hair and sharp blue eyes. I don't like wasting time. No, he said. Others promised big things but gave me nothing. Eliana looked him in the eyes. I understand, she said, but I'm not here to promise the moon. I'm here to show you how to build a rocket ship. James raised an eyebrow. Maybe he was impressed. Eliana gave her presentation with confidence. She told him that Hartwell wasn't doing badly because of the products. They were failing because no one knew how good their products were. You're the best secret in the business. To know, she said, that's the problem. She showed him new logos, a new website, and better ads to help people see how great Hartwell was. This is more than just looking different, she said. It's about being different. Think like a big company, not a small one. When she finished, the room was quiet. Then James spoke. How long have you done this, Miss Cruz? Eliana could have lied, but she told the truth. This is my first week back. I took 7 years off to help my husband. We're divorced now. I'm building something of my own. James nodded. I like your honesty, and I liked your work. You have the job, but I want you to lead it yourself. Don't fail. I won't, Eliana said, shaking his hand. After he left, Victoria smiled. Great job. How do you feel? Scared, Eliana said, but also the most alive I've felt in years. Good, Victoria said. Fear helps you stay sharp. That night, Eliana called Luna. I got the contract, $3 million. That's amazing, Luna said. I'm proud of you. I can't believe it. 2 weeks ago, I was making dinner for Damien. Now I'm leading a big project. You always could do this, Luna said. You just needed a chance. Eliana worked late into the night, making schedules and calling people for the project. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from Damien. Heard you got a job. Congrats. Can we talk? Eliana looked at the message for a long time. Then she deleted it. Damien was part of her old life. That life was gone. Eliana Cruz was building something new, and she was just getting started. 3 months later, Eliana looked in the mirror. She almost didn't recognize herself. She looked strong, happy, and powerful. Her eyes were bright, her body was healthy, and her heart felt full. Her transformation didn't happen in one day. It happened with every choice she made, choosing herself, her dreams, and her future. Eliana joined a gym and found out she really liked kickboxing. She liked punching and kicking because it helped her let out all the angry and sad feelings she had kept inside for many years. She got a personal trainer named Marcus. He made her work harder than she ever had before. You're not just getting stronger in your body, Marcus told her. You're getting stronger in your mind. Every time you lift something or work hard, you show yourself that you can do hard things. Eliana also started doing things to make herself feel better. She got a new haircut, a shiny bob that made her look smart and strong. She bought new clothes that made her feel like a leader. She learned to wear makeup that made her look even prettier, without hiding who she really was. But the biggest change wasn't on the outside, it was inside. Eliana found out she was really good at leading people. Her team listened to her, clients trusted her, and everyone liked her ideas. One of her big projects, the Hartwell Industries project, did very well. After that, she got 2 more big projects. Eliana, you've done better than we ever hoped, said Victoria, her boss, in their meeting. I'm giving you a new job. You'll be the senior vice president. You'll have your own office, more money, and even part of the company. Eliana felt tears in her eyes. Thank you, Victoria, for believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. You did the work, said Victoria. I just gave you the chance. That afternoon, Eliana moved into her new office. It was big and had windows on 2 sides. She could see the whole city. She looked out and thought about how much her life had changed. Just 6 months ago, she was a housewife, mostly thinking about what to cook for dinner. Now she was a leader, managing 12 people and helping the company make millions of dollars. Then her phone rang. It was her friend Luna. Eliana, you have to see this, said Luna. Check your LinkedIn. Eliana opened the app and gasped. There was an article about her in the business news. It was called Rising Star, Eliana Cruz Transforms Hamilton Marketing Group. The story talked about how quickly she had grown in the company and how smart she was at rebranding. They're calling you one of the top marketing people under 40, Luna said. Eliana, you're famous. The article had a photo of Eliana looking confident in her office. She looked like someone who had always known how to succeed. She didn't look like someone who used to make herself small to fit into someone else's life. Eliana's phone started buzzing with messages. Old classmates congratulated her. Coworkers shared the article. Other companies sent her job offers. Then she saw a comment that made her heart stop. Congratulations, Eliana. I always knew you had it in you. Damien. Eliana stared at it. She felt both proud and annoyed. Damien was trying to act like he had always believed in her, but she remembered the truth. She remembered how he had ignored her ideas and made her feel like her dreams didn't matter. She deleted the comment and blocked Damien. He didn't get to be part of her happy story. He had never supported her, and she wouldn't let him pretend now. That weekend, Eliana treated herself to a relaxing spa day. As she sat in a massage chair, she thought about who she used to be and who she was now. The old Eliana was scared to speak up. She was afraid to want more. But the new Eliana was brave and wasn't afraid of anything. That night, she had dinner at a fancy restaurant with her coworkers. They laughed and talked about their projects, Eliana felt like she really belonged. These people respected her and listened to her. "You've been glowing lately," said Jennifer, one of her teammates. "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." Eliana smiled. "I'm just finally living my life instead of watching someone else live theirs." As she walked to her car, her phone rang. It was Damien again. She hadn't answered his calls in weeks, but tonight she felt strong enough. "What do you want, Damien?" she asked. "I saw the article. Eliana, I'm proud of you. I always knew you were special." Eliana almost laughed. "No, you didn't. You just wanted me to make your life easy. You wanted a perfect wife while you built your career and had an affair." "That's not fair," Damien said. "I supported your dreams." "You only supported them if they didn't get in the way of yours," she said. "The moment I wanted something big, you made me feel bad for it." Damien was quiet. "I made mistakes. I see that now. But maybe we can talk in person? Try again?" "Try what?" Eliana asked. "We're divorced. You made your choice when you chose Sabrina." "That's over," Damien said. "I chose wrong. I know that now." Eliana looked at her reflection in the car window. She saw a strong woman who didn't need anyone to make her feel whole. "I'm not the woman you married anymore," she said. "I'm not going to be your backup plan. I deserve better." "Eliana, please. I have to go. I have a life to live." She hung up and went home to her beautiful apartment in a tall building. She had decorated it herself. It felt special because it was truly hers. She poured some wine and stood on the balcony, looking at the city lights. Somewhere, Damien was probably sitting alone in their old house, thinking about what he had lost. But Eliana didn't think about him anymore. She was thinking about her future. Her phone buzzed again. She was looking at her work reports. Her company had just had its best quarter ever. A lot of that success came from the new department she had created. She smiled when she saw a message from a journalist. "Another interview?" Victoria asked, walking in. "The third this week," said Eliana. "Business Weekly wants to write about me." Victoria looked proud. "When I hired you, I thought you were good. I had no idea you'd become the star of the company in 1 year." Eliana felt proud. Her team now had 23 people. She had helped 15 big companies change their image, and every project was a win. "I have good news," Victoria added. "The board approved your idea for the innovation lab. You get $10 million and full control." Eliana gasped. This lab was her big dream, a place where businesses could get a fresh start using smart ideas and technology. "Victoria, I don't know what to say." "Say you'll make it the best ever," Victoria grinned, "because I know you can." That evening, Eliana went to a fancy event at the city's nicest hotel. She wore a green dress that made her feel strong and tall. Her hair looked soft and pretty, and her makeup was perfect. She talked with important people, CEOs, other leaders, and young professionals who looked up to her. "What's your secret?" someone asked. "There's no secret," Eliana said. "You just work hard and never settle for less than you deserve." "How do you balance everything?" a young woman asked. "You don't balance it," Eliana said. "You build a life where everything fits together, and you never make yourself small to fit someone else's idea of who you should be." Later, she talked to Adrian Chin, the CEO of a big tech company. He was nice and smart. "Would you like to have dinner sometime?" he asked. "I'd like that," Eliana said. She wasn't looking for love, but she was open to new things. The old Eliana would have been too scared, but not anymore. As she drove home, Luna called. "Eliana, you won't believe this," Luna said excitedly. "I saw Sabrina at the store." Eliana's stomach felt tight. She didn't think about Sabrina much anymore, but hearing her name still hurt a little. "She looked terrible," said Luna, "tired and sad. She works at the mall now, at the makeup counter." "What happened to her job as Damien's secretary?" Eliana asked. "That's the best part," Luna said. "Damien got fired. His law firm found out about the affair and said it broke the rules. Sabrina got fired too. Now Damien is begging her to come back. He's been jobless for 2 months and lives in a small apartment." "How's Sabrina handling it?" Eliana asked. She's a mess. She kept asking about you. I told her you were happy and very successful. She looked like she was going to cry. Eliana parked her car and felt strange. She had imagined this moment for so long, the moment when Damien would regret everything. But now that it was here, she felt nothing. Eliana, are you there? Luna asked. I'm here. I don't feel anything. I thought I'd feel happy or proud, but I don't. That's because you've moved on, Luna said. You don't need revenge, you already won. Eliana rode the elevator to her apartment. Luna was right. Damien's pain didn't matter anymore. He wasn't important to her now. Her home was filled with framed articles, event photos, and awards. She had built a life she loved. Her phone buzzed. A message from Damien. Eliana, I know you don't want to hear from me, but I need to see you. I've made mistakes. Please. Eliana looked at the message, then she deleted it. Damien Cruz was her past, and he didn't get to come with her into the future. She poured wine and stood on the balcony, looking at the city lights. Tomorrow, she would start her dream lab. Next week, she would have dinner with Adrian. Next month, she would give a big speech at a conference. Eliana Cruz wasn't the woman who had been left behind. She was the woman who had grown strong and smart, and she was just getting started. That night, Eliana stood at a big stage in a fancy ballroom. 800 people looked up at her, waiting to hear her speak. The National Marketing Conference was the biggest and most important event in the marketing world. Eliana had been picked to be the main speaker. Her talk was about how she turned a big problem into success. 6 months ago, Eliana began her speech in a strong and clear voice. I was just a housewife, she said. I hadn't worked in 7 years. I had no money, no work friends, and no idea what to do. But today, I'm the senior vice president at the fastest growing marketing company in the country. The people in the room listened closely. Eliana didn't tell sad or private things. She talked about her work journey, about taking chances, believing in herself, and never giving up. She said, it's not about never failing. Success is about turning failure into something that pushes you forward. It's about saying, this is not the end of my story. This is the beginning. Everyone stood up and clapped for 3 whole minutes. When Eliana walked off the stage, she felt very proud. She had not only survived her divorce, she had become stronger. That night, there was a fun party on the hotel rooftop. Eliana talked with many important people. Everyone wanted to meet the woman who had become a big star in the marketing world. She gave out her business card, talked about working together, and even got job offers from different companies. Then someone said her name, Eliana Cruz. She turned around and saw Damien, her ex-husband. He didn't look like the confident lawyer she had once married. He was thinner, his clothes were too loose, and his eyes looked sad and tired. Damien, Eliana said calmly, how did you get in here? I know people, he said, then looked embarrassed. I mean, I used to know people. I just wanted to see you. You look amazing. Eliana saw that some people were watching them. This isn't the right place to talk, she said. Then where? You don't answer my calls or texts. Please, Eliana, I need to talk. Eliana nodded and walked with him to a quieter corner. You have 5 minutes, she said. Damien ran his hands through his hair, something that used to make her heart flutter. But not anymore. I made the biggest mistake of my life, he said. I lost everything that mattered. I was selfish. I was blind. Damien, I don't want to talk about our marriage, Eliana said. We're divorced. It's over. But maybe it doesn't have to be, he said. Look at you. You're so successful, beautiful, confident. You're everything I always knew you could be. Eliana felt a bit angry. I've always been this person, she said. You just never noticed. I see it now, Damien said. I was so busy with my own work and my own dreams, I didn't see what was right in front of me. You believed in me, you helped me succeed, and I threw it all away for Sabrina. Eliana saw his hands shaking. How are you doing now? Really? She asked. Damien's sad mask dropped. I'm not doing well, he said. I lost my job, my reputation, and my future. No one wants to hire a lawyer who had an affair with his secretary. I'm sorry, Eliana. She meant it. Even after everything, she didn't want him to suffer. Sabrina left me 2 months ago, Damien continued. She said I was pathetic. She said I talked about you too much. She said I was obsessed with you. Eliana felt sorry for Damien, but also very clear in her mind. Damien, she said softly, even if you hadn't cheated, our marriage still would have ended. Damien looked surprised. What do you mean? You never saw me as a full person. You liked the idea of a wife who made your life easier. But you didn't love me, not my dreams, not my hopes. You didn't even know me. That's not true. I loved you. I still love you. No, Eliana said. You loved what I did for you. You loved being taken care of, but you didn't love my dreams or who I truly was. You didn't want me to grow. Damien was quiet. Maybe you're right, he whispered. But I can change. I can support your career now. I can be the husband you deserved. Eliana looked at him kindly. Damien, I don't want you to change for me. I want you to find someone who loves you for who you are, and I want you to love them back the same way. There's no one like you, Damien said. You're the only woman I've ever really loved. No, Eliana said gently. I'm the only woman you've ever really needed. But need is not the same as love. Love is what I have for myself now. Love is in the life I'm building, the work I'm doing, and the happiness I've found. Damien's eyes filled with tears. So there's no chance we can try again? Eliana thought carefully. She looked at him and tried to imagine going back to her old life, but it felt like a cage. Damien, she said, I'm not the same woman you married. I don't give up my dreams anymore. I don't make myself small to fit someone else's life, and I don't think you'd like the person I am now. I love the person you've become, Damien said quickly. No, you love the success I've gained. You love the idea of being with someone important, but you don't love the hard work it took to get here. You don't love my strength, my independence, or the fact that I don't need you anymore. Damien was crying now, quietly. Eliana, please, I've lost everything. You're all I have left. I'm not all you have left, she said kindly. You still have yourself. You can build a new life, just like I did. You can figure out who you are, not who you're pretending to be. Damien nodded, but Eliana saw he was still stuck in the past. I have to go, she said. I have an early flight. Where to? He asked. London. I'm opening a new office for Hamilton Marketing Group. Damien looked crushed. Of course you are. You're out there winning the world, and I'm barely surviving. Eliana gently touched his arm. You'll be okay, Damien, but you need to stop looking behind. Start looking forward. She walked away. Eliana felt sad for Damien, for the life they had, for everything lost. But she also felt relief. This chapter of her life was closed. Eliana Cruz was not just someone's wife or ex-wife. She was her own person, and she was happy. Her new office in London was just what she dreamed. It was in a big, old building in the center of the city, but it was updated with bright lights and comfy rooms. There were brick walls and big windows where she could see the River Thames. She had been in London for 3 weeks working on her company's new branch. Many people wanted to work with her. She had meetings with 5 big companies already. Eliana, the team from Whitmore Industries is here, said her assistant, Lucy. Eliana fixed her blazer and walked to the meeting room. She was very excited. Whitmore Industries was one of the oldest and fanciest brands in Europe. They wanted to change their image to feel newer, but still stay classy. When she entered, Eliana saw the team leader, a man her age with kind eyes and a warm smile. He stood up and held out his hand. Miss Cruz, I'm Joe Damien Whitmore. Thanks for seeing us. Eliana shook his hand. His grip was firm and he looked her right in the eyes. Mr. Whitmore, it's a pleasure. I've been learning about your company and it's amazing. The meeting lasted 2 hours. Joe Damien was smart, thoughtful, and really loved his family's company. Unlike Damien, who always wanted to seem the smartest, Joe Damien listened to Eliana and liked her ideas. Your way of thinking is perfect. Joe Damien said. You understand that we're not just selling things. We're selling a family story. When can we start? Eliana smiled. How about tomorrow? After the meeting, she stayed a bit, looking at the London sky. She felt peaceful. The work was exciting, the city was full of energy, and she was building something special by herself. Her phone buzzed. A text from her friend Victoria. How's London treating you? Eliana typed back, this was the right choice. You're going to conquer Europe like you conquered America. That night, Eliana walked through Covent Garden, watching street performers. She had dinner alone at a small Italian restaurant, reading a book and enjoying the quiet. She didn't feel lonely at all. Then her phone rang. It was her friend Luna. Eliana, she said, I have news. Damien came to my house today. Eliana stopped walking. What did he want? He asked if I had heard from you. He's been calling everyone trying to find out where you are. Eliana, he looked really bad. Eliana felt a little worried, but only a little. What did you tell him? I told him you were happy and successful and that he needed to move on. But Eliana, I'm scared. He keeps saying he's going to win you back. He's obsessed. Obsessed how? Eliana asked. He says he'll prove he's changed. He won't let go. Maybe I should get a restraining order, Luna said. No, Eliana replied. Damien's not dangerous, just desperate. He'll move on once he knows I'm not coming back. But as she hung up, Eliana felt a small chill. She had been so focused on building her life, she hadn't thought about how her success might affect Damien. What if he never moved on? The next morning, she got back to work. She met again with the Whitmore team. Joe Damien was even more fun and smart at work. Would you like to grab lunch? Joe Damien asked. I know a great place with the best fish and chips. Eliana waited a moment. It felt like a date, but it also felt easy. Sure, she said. Lunch was fun. Joe Damien was easy to talk to. They both liked art, travel, and work. But most of all, Joe Damien really cared about what Eliana thought and felt. How long have you worked in marketing? He asked. Eliana shared a short version of her story, how she had stopped working for years, then came back and quickly became a leader. She didn't talk about Damien or the divorce. That's amazing, Joe Damien said. You built all this by yourself. You must be very strong. I am now, Eliana said. I learned that the only person I can always count on is me. Everything else is extra. Joe Damien nodded. I understand. I had to take over my father's company 5 years ago. I had to show everyone I wasn't just the boss's son. It feels great when you know you don't need others' approval to succeed. Eliana felt calm and happy when she was with Joe Damien. He was handsome, smart, and kind. But the best part was that he treated her like an equal. When he talked to her, he really listened, and that made her feel important. I'd like to take you to dinner sometime, Joe Damien said as they walked back to the office. If you're interested. Eliana smiled. I'd like that. That evening, Eliana called her friend Victoria on video to tell her how things were going in London. The Whitmore job is going to be big, Eliana said, and I think I met someone nice. Eliana cruise dating? I never thought I'd hear that, Victoria laughed. It's not serious, just dinner, Eliana said. But he seems like a good man. Good men are hard to find, Victoria said. Hold on to him if he's worth it. After the call, Eliana sat on her hotel balcony, looking at the lights in the city. For the first time in a long time, she let herself think about the future, not just work or money, but about being happy. She had worked hard, built a great career, and learned to stand on her own. But maybe, just maybe, she was ready to share her life with someone who respected her. Eliana wasn't running from the past anymore. She was walking into her future, and it looked bright. Dinner with Joe Damien was even better than she had hoped. He took her to a rooftop restaurant where she could see the London Eye. They talked for hours about many things. Joe Damien was funny, smart, and really cared about getting to know her, not just her job. I have to ask, Joe Damien said while they ate dessert, why did you leave everything and move to London? Eliana thought for a second. I got divorced about a year ago. My marriage ended badly. I needed a new start. London felt right. I'm sorry about your marriage, Joe Damien said kindly, but I think your ex-husband lost someone very special. London is lucky to have you. Eliana smiled. Thank you. I'm happier now than I was then. Good, Joe Damien said. You deserve to be happy. As Joe Damien walked her back to her hotel, Eliana felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. She didn't need someone to complete her, but she liked the idea of sharing her life with someone caring. I'd like to see you again, Joe Damien said at the hotel door. I'd like that too, Eliana replied. Joe Damien gave her a gentle kiss on the cheek. Sweet dreams, Eliana. Eliana went to bed that night feeling light and peaceful. She had a good job, a fun city to live in, and maybe, just maybe, love was knocking on her door. But the next morning, everything changed. Eliana woke up to 17 missed calls and 43 messages from Damien. Her heart dropped as she read them. At first, he begged her to talk. Then he got angry, then desperate. The last message, sent at 3 a.m., said, I'm coming to find you. Eliana quickly called her friend Luna. Eliana, thank goodness, Luna said. Damien's been calling me too. He found out you're in London. How? Eliana asked, scared. I don't know, but he's not okay. He keeps saying he's flying there, that he'll make you listen to him. What exactly did he say? Eliana asked. He said you ruined his life and now you're living like a queen while he's suffering. He's not thinking clearly. Luna, I need you to call the police, Eliana said. Tell them everything. I want this on record. Are you safe? Luna asked. Maybe you should come home. I'm not running, Eliana said. I've built a life here and I won't let him ruin it. Then she called Victoria and told her everything. Eliana, I'm worried, Victoria said. Maybe hire security or at least tell the hotel. I will, but I won't let Damien scare me. Not anymore. Eliana called her lawyers. They told her that Damien couldn't legally hurt her, but they couldn't stop him from flying to London. The best thing is to keep proof, her lawyer said. Save the messages and don't talk to him. Later, Eliana had a meeting with the Whitmore team. It went well, but she kept looking at her phone, afraid Damien had come to London. After the meeting, Joe Damien asked, Eliana, are you okay? You seem distracted. She paused, then told him the truth. My ex-husband is calling me a lot, friend. He's threatening to come here. Joe Damien looked serious. Are you safe? Do you need help? I hope so. I just didn't think he'd react like this. Some men can't stand seeing their ex-wives do better, Joe Damien said. But you don't have to deal with this alone. I'm not alone, Eliana said. I have support, and I'm stronger now. That night, the hotel called her room. Miss Cruz, there's a man downstairs named Damien Cruz. He says he's your husband. He's not, Eliana said. We're divorced. Please don't let him up. Would you like us to call security? Yes, please, and transfer me to the concierge. I need to talk to them. She talked with hotel security, and they promised Damien wouldn't be allowed up or get any info about her stay. Still, Eliana couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Damien, maybe sitting in the lobby, waiting. She remembered the man she married and how much he had changed. At midnight, her phone rang. It was Damien. Eliana, I'm here. I came all this way and you won't even talk to me? Damien, you need to go home. This is harassment. I'm trying to save our marriage. Hon, our marriage is over. It ended a year ago. You already moved on to someone else? That rich British guy? I saw the photos. My life is not your business anymore. It is my business. You're my wife. I'm not your wife. I'm your ex-wife. And if you don't leave me alone, I'll call the police. Go ahead, Damien said. Tell them your husband came to save your marriage. Tell them you're leaving me for some stranger. Eliana could hear how angry he was. It scared her. Damien, I'm hanging up. Please go home. I'm not leaving without you, he said. I'm not giving up. Eliana ended the call and told hotel security. They said Damien was gone, but they'd keep extra watch. Eliana didn't sleep. She looked out her window at the London streets. Her dream life felt like a scary movie now. But as the sun came up, she felt stronger again. She had made it through the heartbreak, the divorce, and starting over. She could make it through this too. Damien had taken 7 years of her life. He took her trust and made her feel small, but he wouldn't take her future. Eliana stood in her London office, looking out at the city she loved. It had been 3 days since Damien came. No more messages, no more calls. Hotel staff said he had left, but she didn't know where he went. "Eliana," Lucy said, knocking on her door. "Mr. Whitmore is here." Eliana smoothed her black dress. "Send him in." Joe Damien came in looking worried. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," Eliana said. She wasn't sure if that was true. "Ready to sign the Whitmore deal?" "Actually, I want to talk to you first." Joe Damien closed the door. "I looked into your ex-husband, Eliana. I'm worried." "What do you mean?" "I know some lawyers. Damien didn't just lose his job. He was kicked out. He's in trouble with the law. He's very desperate." Just then, Lucy's voice came through the speaker. "Eliana, Damien Cruz is here again. He says it's urgent." Eliana's heart beat faster. "Tell him I'm in a meeting." "I did. He said he'll wait." Joe Damien stood up. "I'm not leaving you alone with him." "Joe Damien, this is my problem." "No, it's not. You matter to me, Eliana. I care." Eliana looked at him and saw how kind he was, so different from Damien. "Okay," she said, "but let me talk to him." Eliana took a deep breath and walked to the front. Damien was pacing. He looked messy and tired. "Damien," she said calmly, "why are you here?" "I've been thinking," he said. "Maybe I was a bad husband. Maybe you were right. But I love you. I'm not giving up on us." "Damien, go home. I don't care if I was selfish. I want us back. I'm not letting you throw away 7 years for some guy." Joe Damien stood nearby, ready to help if needed. "You threw those years away when you picked Sabrina," Eliana said. "I made a mistake, but we can fix it." "I don't want to fix anything. I want to move on. It's because of him, isn't it?" Damien shouted. "This has nothing to do with Joe Damien," Eliana said. "This is about me knowing I deserve better." "I gave you everything," Damien yelled. "A home, a life." "You made me feel small," Eliana said. "You made me think my dreams didn't matter. Look where your dreams got you," Damien said. "Alone in a strange country pretending to be someone." "I'm not pretending," Eliana said. "I'm happy, I'm successful, and I'm free." "Free?" Damien laughed angrily. "You're running away." "I'm not running from the past," Eliana said. "I'm running toward the life I should have had all along." Damien stepped closer. His eyes looked scary. "You think you're better than me now? You think your little company makes you special?" "I am proud of myself," Eliana said. "I worked hard. I know my worth." "Your worth?" Damien growled. "Everything you have is because of me. You're nothing without me." Eliana felt something break inside her heart. "I'm nothing without you, Damien. Look at yourself," she said. "Look at what you've become. You lost your job, your good name, your girlfriend, and your self-respect. And now you're standing here in my office, in my city, in my life, begging me to take you back. And still, you say I'm nothing without you?" Damien looked angry. "I lost everything because of you," he shouted. "Because you left me. You ruined our marriage." Eliana shook her head. "I didn't ruin our marriage." "You did," she said. "You chose Sabrina over me. You decided your happiness was more important than our life together. You made me feel like I didn't matter anymore." Damien's face turned red and his hands began to shake. "You're going to regret this," he said. "Men like him won't really care about women like you. You'll come back to me, and I might not be waiting." Eliana looked at Damien closely. She didn't see the man she once loved. She didn't even see the man she used to be angry at. Now he just looked like a stranger. A stranger trying to pull her back into a life that no longer made her happy. "Damien," Eliana said softly, "listen to me very carefully. I'm never coming back to you. I'm never going to regret leaving you. I'll never wish I stayed in that small, sad life we had together." She walked closer to him, and her voice grew stronger. "I have built something amazing here. I have found out who I really am when I'm not trying to be the woman you wanted me to be. I found my strength, my voice, and my power. Damien stared at her, not saying a word. And do you know the most beautiful part of all this? She said. The most beautiful part is that I didn't do any of this to hurt you. I didn't do it for revenge. I didn't do it to show you I was better. I did it for me. I did it because I finally learned to love myself more than I loved you. Eliana took a step back and stood tall with pride. I want you to leave now. Go back to your life. Try to build something new. But do it without me. Because, Damien, I'm finished with you. Completely, totally, finally finished. Damien's face looked sad. Eliana, please, I have nothing left, he said. Then build something new, Eliana said kindly, just like I did. But you must do it by yourself. Just then, Joe Damien stepped forward. I think it's time for you to go, he said. Damien looked at both of them, his eyes filled with tears. This isn't over, he whispered. Yes, it is, Eliana said with a strong voice. It's been over for a long time. I just finally stopped pretending it wasn't. Security came and took Damien out of the building. Eliana watched from her office window as he got into a taxi. She hoped he would go to the airport and head back to his life far away. Are you okay? Joe Damien asked gently, placing his hand on her shoulder. Eliana turned to him and smiled. She felt lighter than she had in a long time. I'm perfect. For the first time in my life, I'm truly perfect, she said. 3 months later, Eliana stood in the same meeting room. But everything was different. The Whitmore account had gone really well. Because of it, 5 more big clients joined them. Her company's European division was doing better than anyone had hoped. Joe Damien was now a regular part of her life. Not because she needed him, but because she wanted him there. Their love was built on respect, shared dreams, and real care for each other. He cheered for her dreams, clapped for her wins, and never tried to make her feel small so he could feel big. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her friend Luna. Damien moved to California, got a job with a small firm there, hasn't mentioned you in months. I think he's finally moving on. Eliana smiled and deleted the message. Damien's life wasn't her concern anymore. That afternoon, Victoria called her with big news. Eliana, the board wants to make you a full partner. Your European division will be the example for our global growth. Eliana felt happy tears come to her eyes. Victoria, I don't know how to thank you, she said. Thank me by being exactly who you are, Victoria replied. Do you remember when I told you not to do this for revenge? Yes, I remember. Eliana said. I was wrong. Victoria smiled. You did need revenge, but not against Damien. You needed to prove something to the woman who settled for less than she deserved. You needed to show her she could do amazing things. That evening, Eliana stood by her office window, looking at the tall buildings and city lights. She thought about the woman she used to be, the one who sat in her car a year ago and watched her husband feed strawberries to another woman. That woman thought her life was over. But she had been wrong. Her life wasn't ending. It was just beginning. Eliana Cruz had grown from the ashes of her broken marriage into someone amazing. She didn't just change companies, she changed herself. She found her power, her worth, and her voice. And Damien Cruz, he was now exactly where he belonged, in her past, living with the results of his own choices. Eliana smiled because she finally understood something. The best revenge isn't hurting someone back. The best revenge is becoming so happy you forget why you were ever angry in the first place. Eliana Cruz was living proof that sometimes the end of one's story is just the beginning of a much better one. And her story? Her story was just getting started.